Okay, kids, welcome back. All right, tonight's lesson is on sex-linked traits. So, welcome to any new participants in our Zoom chat. You can always ask questions inside the chat. All right, let's start with number one. In humans, the allele for normal blood clotting is dominant H. All right, and the allele for hemophilia is a small h. So this sex-linked trait found on the X chromosome, remember these are always X. A woman with normal blood clotting has 4 children, a normal son, a hemophiliac son, and 2 normal daughters. The father has normal blood clotting. What is the genotype of each member of the family? Well, we'll start with the parents. And I did this one on the board, so this should probably not be that difficult. Where do I mark it up? Text box. Okay, fine. Right here, we're going to have Papa. Actually, we'll probably have to move him down. And I'm going to do it this way because this is probably the way you're going to do it on your papers. Is I can't put the exponent on here, but if he's normal, he has a capital H. And hopefully you understand when I put it like that. All right. So we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible. Otherwise, it's going to take me forever. All right. Mama, on the other hand, has, we're going to call her X with a big H. And then down here, she's going to have an X with a small h. All right. And the reason why those have to be the parents, and actually we're going to do it a little differently. Because again, this has to be mama. And the reason why is because she has a son that's a hemophiliac. So it should be, actually I should put XX. And I should put it maybe like this, big H, small h. So her genotype's going to look like that. All right, which means the first child, okay, we're going to put here, is a boy and he's normal. So he has to have an X, big H, and a Y. Second child has hemophilia. So he has to have a small H and he has a Y. Now we have 2 normal daughters. Now that means I can have an H and I'm going to have another X and I'm going to put a dash. All right. Oh, a couple people joined us that I never expected would join us. Good. All right. So we're doing number 1. This was on the board. I've already done it. All right. So we have another, and if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box. We're doing SpongeBob 2 at the moment. All right. And then I put like a dash. And the reason why I put a dash is it could be either one. So X and then Y. All right. So those are the 4 children. You could put them right underneath. I could put a line here and a line down to here, but we're not going to do that for the time being. All right. In bison, Kanza has begun to show a genetic defect. Some of the males have a slight condition known as rabbit hock, in which the knee of the back leg is malformed slightly. This condition is controlled by a sex-linked gene and is recessive. Now, suppose that the herd bull, the dominant one, which most of the breeding's done, is normal, but he mates with a cow that's a carrier. All right, well, I mean, he has X, big N, and a Y, and she has an X, big N, an X, and a small N. Now, hopefully, like I said, you guys are understanding what I'm doing. I'm just not putting the N's as exponents above the X's. All right. So if these 2 mate, okay, and I probably should have done it in a Punnett square. All right, what's going to happen? What's the chance? And we did this on the board, and the chance is it's going to be 25%. Okay, or you could put 1 out of 4. And the reason why is when we get to this, that small n will get to 1 out of the 2 of these males. All right, so if he mates with his cow every year, what percentage of their daughters will have normal knees? Well, remember, of his daughters, all right, is it going to be 50%? Well, all of them will, 100% will have normal, but they'll be carriers. Okay, because they're daughters. Remember, so 100% will have that because they're always going to get that capital N right here from Papa. So that means they're always going to have normal needs, but they can get the small one. They can be carriers. What percent of the daughters will be carriers of rabbit hock? So we can put 50%. Whoops, I'm not typing this right.
Mr. Borden, this
Yeah,
is more of a statement than a question.
sure.
But I was gonna say, if you're trying to figure out how you put the little letter up at top in the corner right there, you press Control period.
Well, thank you. All right, so X, and I put control period, and that'll give me no. All right, up to the
Oh, I forgot. It doesn't work on Cami. It does not work on Cami.
okay, all right, all right. You kind of
It
full.
works on Google Docs though.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. Well, I do appreciate that tip. Kids, I hope you were paying attention. All right, so we did number 2. We just didn't do we did 1 and 2 in class. So, and welcome to all the participants who also just joined. All right, red and green color blindness is recessive linked trait. A colorblind male marries a normal female. Their daughter is colorblind. A colorblind male. All right, so I can do it this way, Mario, if I really want it. I'm going to do X, Y, since you guys are. And then he marries let's just say, whoops, how about not too many X's? All right, and then I'll just put a box up above it. All right, so we're going to use B's for this. So red, green, color blindness. A colorblind male. So we're going to put space, small b. We'll try to put it above it. And he marries a normal female. Well, she can have this. She could be that. So we don't know whether she has 2 or 1. Now, you could assume that she has 2 dominant traits, but it didn't say a normal female. What are the genotypes of both the parents? So the way I would write this is this, okay? This is the genotype of both their parents. Can a colorblind father have daughters who are not colorblind? Can he? And the answer is yes, because they have a dominant allele from mom. All right, because they have a dominant B in there, he's going to be passing his small b to them, but they have to get one of the B's from her. And I guess it depends if she had a small b over there, but I think this would indicate that she is normal. Otherwise, it would say normal carrier. And it said that up in here. They called them normal carriers. You saw that up above. And whatever the disease was. In this case, it will, or disorder. It's red, green color blindness. So we can almost assume that this is 2 capital B's. All right, in that case, because the problem states that can a colorblind child can a colorblind have daughters who are not colorblind? Yeah, that's exactly. He can not. If a normal sighted woman whose father was colorblind marries a colorblind man, what is the probability they will have a colorblind child? All right, we just got to take one step at a time. A normal sighted woman. So we're going to put her 2 X's here. And we're going to put the XY over here. All right, we'll do it just like we did up in here. I guess that's the way I can do it, Mario. I'm just type them above like that. All right, and I'm doing this above the problem. So a normal sighted woman. So we know that she can have what? What are we using? B's. Okay, so she has B, and we're going to put a dash this time. And she marries a colorblind man. All right, now her key to her B is going to be her father, a normal sighted woman whose father was colorblind. So what does that mean? I have to go back there and change this to a small b. Because remember, dad gave her that, and he's colorblind. What is the probability they will have a colorblind child? Well, if we're doing the boxes, and I will do the boxes for you this time. Where's my darn boxes? Drawing. Nope, 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 nope. I used to do this right. Okay, text box. No, not that one. Drawing. Well, and they can help me. Eraser. All right, fine. We'll just do it a different way. All right. So up here, I'm just going to do the 4 boxes basically. So we're going to have 2 X's here. I'm going to go down and we're going to have 2 X's here. And then, oh darn, I probably should have done this the other way. I'm going to have an XY here and an XY over here. So I'm going to do the boxes this way. All right, we'll move this down. And then we'll try to type in whatever the things are. All right, so I'm gonna leave that like that. Now, Okay, if she's on top, okay, she has, well, we can put them up her here. She has this woman, actually we'll put her on the side and him on the top. So what's he gonna give to every one of his daughters? Well, in this one, he gives a small b. Now she's gonna give one big, one small on this one. On this daughter, she's gonna give two small. Why? She's gonna give this one, and this one will make that one. All right. So hopefully that understands that part. On the other side, though, okay, what's going to be above him? He gets them from mama. So he gets one big, and down here he gets one small. So now that kind of filled out that box. And hopefully you can see that a little bit better. Okay, now we're up to 11. It's good to see you. I'm using initials because I'm recording. So we're doing problems 3 and 4. We already did problems 1 and 2. So you can kind of see this, and I will go back over it at the very end if you're confused. All right, going on to this one. If a normal-sighted woman, oh, we just did this. What is the probability that they will have a colorblind child? Well, that one's colorblind. Well, this one's colorblind, the bottom left one, and the bottom right one is. So the answer is 50% in this case, right? Out of the children, because it says what having child, not males, not females, 50%. All right, let's go on to our last question. Clouded leopards. And any of you can type in the chat box if you want to me to do something else or need a re-explanation. Clouded leopards are a medium-sized endangered species of cat. I've seen them actually, living in the very wet cloud forests of Central America. Oh, perhaps Costa Rica and Panama. I saw one in Panama actually. Assume the normal spots X with a capital N are dominant. Normal spots. Okay. And sex-linked trait that is a dark spots are the recessive counterpart. Now, suppose that conservation biologist, you are involved in the clouded leopard breeding program. One year you cross a male with dark spots and a female with normal spots. She has 4 cubs. And conveniently, 2 are male and 2 are female. 1 male and 1 female cubs have normal spots and 1 each have dark spots. So what is the genotype of their mother? All right, well, remember I did tell you, okay, that we kind of needed to do a chart. So if I do a chart and I do my 3 X's, I should have probably gone over here and done my XY over here. So I'm going to do this as best I can on this one. And then after I'm done recording, I will turn my voice off on this one. And you guys can ask questions if you have any. You can always ask questions. I have to cut you out of the video. All right, so this is our little chart that we're going to have. So we said N is dominant, right? So in this case, we're going to put, she can have 2 big N's. He can have 1 big N. That's it. Let's go back and put it here. All right, and I'm going to make it so it almost looks like they're exponents. Oh, look at that. And right here, I don't want that. She can have 1 big, 1 small, and he can have a small. I have to move that over to see if it's okay. Over to here. Yeah, we're a little off on that one end. We'll move them back. All right. Okay. And then what can she finally have on this last one? 2 small. Now, hopefully, by doing some of these problems that we've done previous to this, we would know. This one, this female on the top right here, that's spotted. This is spotted. This is non-spotted. This boy is spotted, and this female is not, and this male is non-spotted. So that's what it says right here. So now that I have my little chart, then I could write spotted, spotted. I mean, if I need to do this, spotted is represented by a capital N, and non is by a small n. Okay. Remember, we're not doing 2 of them. We're just doing 1 trait. So this probably should not be that hard. Okay, she has 4 cubs, and conveniently 2 are male and 2 are female. 1 male and 1 female have normal spots, but 1 each have dark spots. What does that mean? She has to be this. Okay, she has to be heterozygous. So she has to be two small X's, well, two X's, and she has to have a big and a little. It's the only way she can have a child that's not like hers. Why? She's the one who gives the X to the males. How else did he get it? Dad gave him a Y. All right, so that has to be mom's genotype. Suppose a few later you cross the female cub that has normal spots with a male that also has normal spots. How many of each genotype will be found in the cub? In the cubs? Assume number 4. Assume 4. Okay. All right. Well, oh, so they're saying this is the mother. Okay. So we have this for the mother. Okay. And the father is normal, right? X, Y. Normal spots in a male that's also normal. Okay. But she has one big, one small. And he has one big. Okay. Now, hopefully I haven't lost any of you at this point. Now, if I put these together, isn't she going to have 50% of her boys? 50% of her boys, okay, will have non-spotted. So it says how many of the genotype was found of each of the cubs. Well, genotypes are going to look like this. Hopefully you're going to see this when I do this. Go back up, XY, go down to here. And we'll do XY. All right, so there's our 4 in our box, supposedly. We don't have to make boxes. You don't have to go through all that trouble. Just show me you know the work. All right, so right above this female, remember this is mama right here, is she's going to have 2 big ends. Big. And he's going to have one big over here because he got one from mama. Okay, on this one, let's do it over here. Big, small, and a small. See if that works. When I drag it, yeah, pretty close. If it works. All right, so that's the way this is going to look. So those are all the genotypes because it asks for the genotypes. Well, any of the cubs from this latest cross have dark spots? Yeah, one, a male. Or you can say 25% will. How about not dollars, percent? Okay, one male. Good. And you don't have to type that part out. We just put 25%. Hopefully you understand that that bottom right-hand corner is the only one. Everybody else has a capital. And what do we say? There's a capital, it's spotted. If so, how many? Oh, if so, I just answered the question, right? If so, how many of what sex will it be? Well, I guess you could say 50% of males. Okay, which just means out of these 2 right side, half of them are going to be, non-spotted. Do I have anything else to do? No. Okay, so let's wrap this up. This is sex link practice problems. We'll call it number 2.